Hello friends, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is day 2 of our Christmas in July series. Now, if you're just joining in, I will leave a link in the description below so you can start at the beginning. But for today, we are doing one of my favorite themes, and that is Dollar Tree projects. I'm gonna level up a greeting card that I found at the Dollar Tree and create a full-size, well-embellished holiday card from it. So stick with me and we will make this together. Here's my pack of Dollar Tree Christmas greeting cards. This size happened to be a money holder, so it's quite long and narrow. I did like that on the image there was specific areas that were whole, so I could clip these out and then add them back with a spacer, and that will help me to add dimension. So I went ahead and I just cut the front portion off. This set does come with envelopes, and I think I can make some kind of little envelope flip book with them, so I'll get some use out of those as well. And then it has the back portion, which has the tabs cut into it already for a money holder. That will be reused later on as well, so we're gonna get a lot of use from this pack. It did have 5 in it, and you will need 2 cards for each finish card. So maybe get 2 if you find something that works like this, and then you can make a total of 5 cards and then some extra added bits and pieces for other projects. So what I did was I cut off the front right here. Then I measured out the card that I wanted to create, which was 6 by 6, and I had to clip a little bit off. This just was a tiny portion of his hat, and now it will fit into a 6 by 6 card. I usually like to make my card bases from white cardstock, but in order to get all of this to fit, I did have to make the card base the actual red cardstock that will act as a border for this. So what I want to do is add my pattern paper and then clip out the edge. So I've not tried this. It's still just a thought that I will be able to cut around and save that shape for the edge so that I can reveal what's underneath. So this is sort of an experiment, and I think I can do it. I usually do a lot of fussy cutting. So wish me luck on this, and I'll just begin to add my pattern paper. So like I said, this is going to be a 6 by 6 card, and that dollar store card is fairly thin. So I picked this pattern paper. This is from last year, and it is a Simple Stories paper pad. This is Winter Farmhouse. It's 6 by 8, so it has the beautiful pattern paper and a little bit more of a condensed size, so that works out really well for greeting cards, I think. And then I want to finish the inside as well, and I've got a couple of patterns here I'm going to layer. I just want to make sure that snowflake pattern on the right, because that's what I want to show on the side of the cut edge. So this will be showing from the front when the card is closed. And so now what I want to do is take my blue tape. I just got some low-tack tape here, and I'm going to attach this where I think I want it. That way, if I need to have a second try at getting that cut edge, I'll be able to remove that top layer and scooch it over a little bit and cut some more. I've got a little bit of space here, so I think I'll be okay to try at least twice. So I'll just stick this down temporarily with my blue tape. So I think that is right where it went. Line up. Now I'm going to come in with my scissors and just cut along this edge, and I'm going to leave myself a border that would be just about the same as around the outside of the card. So maybe if I just work on it slowly, I can do a nice job at keeping it straight and level. And the curves aren't so bad either. I think I can get around those. I definitely wouldn't want a tight inside curve. I think that would be difficult to cut around. I'm just going to take my time and work my way around. Okay, so I wound up just pulling that out of screen there and cutting it closer so that I could see better. And I really like how that turned out. It definitely gives a finished edge to that curve, and you can see how cute that snowflake pattern is behind. So what I did to help give some extra detail to this dollar store card, besides cutting out all of my little pieces here, is I popped them up on my foam spacer. So these are my scrapbook adhesive tabs. These come from scrapbook.com, and I like that they are not quite as dimensional as my other double-sided foam adhesive. So you get a little bit of that layering and height, but not so much. So what I want to do before I attach those is include these snowflakes. So I cut the snowflake die from 110 pound cardstock so that it would be very sturdy. And then I added a layer of crystal stickles, and while it was still wet, I shook on some of this Martha Stewart fine crystal glitter and allowed that to dry. So it is extra sparkly and nice, and that heavier cardstock helps it to keep its shape. It's definitely very sturdy. What I want to do is position them around here and then add my layers on top. So it looks like there's a lot of detail. I'll add the snowflakes, I think, with hot glue, and then add my dimensional layers on top. I'm going to probably add just a little hot glue to the tabs that will touch the glittery snowflake, because there is a lot of texture there and I want a lot of adhesive to get down through that so that it will stay secured. I should mention also that I did not purchase these Christmas cards this year. They don't have their Christmas stuff out yet. These are some that I found right before Christmas last year, and so I put them away with plans to create a video with them. I think that it won't be long before we start seeing Christmas supplies out though, so I don't think you will have to wait too long if you're gonna create a project like this and have something to look at, or maybe you have some in your stash already. So I'm gonna add a little of the hot glue to those tabs, and that will help it to stick better. These were pretty easy to cut out. They're just basic shapes, so I was able to get through that pretty quickly, and having them popped up gives them a lot of dimension. Okay, so now let's see where this snowflake will go. I'm going to overlap that plaid portion a little bit so that I can bring the detail over. Then the same thing with my scarf is foam tabs and a little bit of extra glue. I've got a bow here that I want to include as well, and this already has a snowflake pattern on it. This was just some beautiful trim from Really Reasonable Ribbon, and I thought that I would want to add this here, and now I'm thinking that I will just go ahead and use that bow and leave off this last snowflake, so that will fill up this corner nicely. Remember, you can shape your bows a little when you press it down before that. And last but not least is the tiny little top hat. I think I'll include a section here where a sentiment can be added, remembering that you have a cutout portion on the top, so you need to adjust the position of this so that it won't show when the card is closed. And then how about we include a couple extra little sequins here. Once again, this is the Assorted Moonshine collection from Simon Says Stamp, and they have a great variety of sizes in here, and they're sort of opaque iridescent, so they will be similar to snow, I think. I'll just tack those on with my Tombow. I felt bad about leaving that last snowflake behind, so I positioned it on the side of the card here, and I really like how that sort of rounds out this arrangement. So I'm going to tack that onto the base layer, and it will still be seen from the front of the card when it's closed. And maybe I will add a little bit of extra stickles here for the details on the hat. That's a bit of a glossy paper, so it may take a little bit longer to dry. And then maybe I'll also add a little bit to his patchwork on his vest. Okay, that is all for our project for day 2. We used a Dollar Tree greeting card pack and leveled it up and turned it into a beautiful, well embellished full-size Christmas greeting card. If you enjoyed this project, make sure you come back tomorrow for day 3 and make sure you leave me a comment and give me a thumbs up. And if you're not already, I would love for you to subscribe. As always, I'm wishing you a happy and productive day, and I thank you so much for watching. Bye.